Alright, I went and found my old E300. It's been chopped. Looked at this and thought, interesting. I don't know about the XL, but this is too wide for a crazy cart. But you got a drum brake, you got free spin, and a nice tyre size. But anyway, I took the motor out of that. Took the motor out of my crazy cart. Well, sort of. Just sort of unbolted it. Spilled its guts. And then listen to this. I don't know if you can hear it. So yeah, my motor's cooked. Just bug it in the drive direction. If I could whip it around and use it backwards, it'd be right, but yeah, forwards it's buggered. Could be a brush, could be the windings. The more I go, the slower it went, so it's dead. This is the one out of the E300. There's a couple of differences actually. So I was giving him correct information. The foot base of the standard kart motor, mine's a 2014 model, is far thicker than the foot base of an E300. Not to mention the E300 is not threaded. It had flathead screws going into a threaded plate on the E300. So they're actually countersunk on one side, or this side they're countersunk. The other difference is sprocket placement. This one's, I can fit my finger under it. I can't fit my finger under the crazy cart. The other difference is that's a 9 tooth, that's a 10 tooth. A little bit more top speed with this one. If I can get it off and adjust it to sit lower, I can bolt it on. I can use nuts instead of the threaded foot base that's on that, and it should be good to go. But if I can't lower that down, I'm going to have to run where it is and then space out my sprocket just enough to line up with this, which I don't like the idea, but I can do it if I need to. But there you go. An E300 motor is not a drop-in replacement, but it's close. It might even be a slight upgrade because it comes with a 10 tooth sprocket. So I'll let you know if I can make it work. Otherwise, well, I have a 300 watt motor. Problem with this one is, you know, if you haven't already noticed, the frame's too small on a standard cart to fit the 300 in there nicely. It just gets up in there. You'd have to re-drill some holes, and the sprocket's too far out, just like the E300 motor. So yeah, you'd either have to space your sprocket or adjust this to make the sprocket sit lower into the motor. But either way, I'm going to go with the E300 motor because I don't have anything else. I'm going to make it fit because I have another 2 of them in the shed. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, so I pulled apart my original crazy cart motor. Brushes are good, bearings are good, everything's fine except for the windings. You can see just there's a bit of copper showing through. More than likely that's where it was arcing the most, straight across through and into the other side, just here where my thumb is. Bar that, there's a little bit of winding still okay, the rest is screwed. So that's dead. I've taken all the parts off that I can. Now I got to disassemble the E300 scooter motor, and yeah, see if I can adjust that pinion gear to come down a little bit. I'll try and adjust it with this spacer so I know how far to go. Not much, but it's enough to throw my chain out of alignment. One of the other differences is the crazy cart uses a double D shank. The E300 only uses a single. So yeah, chain, old chain, vice grips, shifter, left hand thread, easy to get that nut off. I'll do that to that one now. Gotta grind down that much. From there, just gotta go flat to there. Grind up all that. and it should fit on and go, hopefully. So close. It's just barely the thickness of the file. So I'm going to take just a fraction off of that. I can't get it off, hang on. Turn it in. Strong hand. So I just need to file that down just a fraction more. Get it nice and flat, and then it'll just sync up beautifully, and then I can bolt that back into the crazy cart. Over there. Ah. And there you have it. My modified E300 motor is now a crazy cart motor. Get up there. There you go. All the way, pressure fit with the fingers. Had to cut a spacer, spring washer, backwards nut. Get on there. There's even just enough thread, like it's beautiful. Haven't cranked it down yet. But yeah, here, let's see what happens. Alright, so I've got a little this one. And we just tighten her up a little bit. Yes, I'm doing this one-handed. I'm using my hip with the chain on the bench and recording at the same time. Whoa, almost dropped the phone. That'll do for now, until I get it on the card anyway. So there you have it. So, standard crazy cart spacer, gave me the correct spacing. I had to cut a custom spacer out of the E300 one, so I could put the nut back on. I'm using the crazy cart standard base and housing, because the E300 had a shitty thin metal base and had countersunk. It wasn't threaded. So there we go. An E300 can get you going if you can find one. Forgot to mention also, I now have a 10-tooth pinion. The old crazy cart was only a 9-tooth. Now I have a 10. Speed! Yeah, she's all bolted up, chain lined up and everything. Doesn't come off. I've done a quick lap around the shed, rolling it. Rolls backwards, rolls forwards, everything's good. My tension has always been weird like that. So there you go, all I gotta do now is join them wires back together. And I'm good to go again. Look at that. I didn't even have to dismantle my cart. The only things I had to do was undo the plastic cover off one side, undo the 4 bolts that hold the motor on, drop the motor out, cut the wire, do my motor work, bring it back here, hook the chain over the motor, press it up into position, put a couple of screws in loose, roll the chain on, do up all the bolts, solder that, put that back on, shove some batteries in, send it. The whole job, the only modification I needed to do was to shave the motor shaft down to move the pinion over. So a grinder on that. Bar that, just Allen keys, a pair of pliers, a shifter, an old chain, and a pair of vice grips. Oh, and your Phillips head drill bit. Bar that, piss easy. Less than a day to do the job. Just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up. Got my heat shrink, solder. Just solder those wires together, bit of heat shrink, job done. Quick solder, bit of heat shrink. You'd never even know there was a replacement motor. Anyway, it's time to put some batteries in and give her a test. Alright, batteries are in. Oh, lights up. Okay, and we're going to test this. Alright, hang on, change hands. Pick her up, give her some throttle. Okay. Yep, we're good to go again. Awesome. Alright, all good back together. Let's have a go, shall we? Yeah. Don't know if I can drive one hand. Whee! Yeah, got torque again. Hell yeah. Anyway, can't bust doors because I haven't got a drift handlebar on one hand.